Have you ever started your day thinking you had the best and perfect to-do list, only to think at the end of the day what happened to everything that you had planned and you didn't accomplish nearly as much as you wanted to? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 tips that I use every single day to help me be more productive and have an absolutely amazing and functional to-do list. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick Russell, and this is Let's Chat Tech with Nick. Now, in this week's video, I want to chat about to-do lists. More importantly, as we get closer to 2025, which is literally right around the corner, I want to talk about how you can make your to-do list epic and actually make you more productive heading into 2025. So let's chat about the top 5 tips I have for making an awesome to-do list. The first tip is write your to-do list for your future lazy self. And I know that sounds kind of harsh, but let's be honest. How many times have you written down a note, written something in your to-do list the night before, and it was vague, and you can't remember what you were thinking at that moment? This is why you have to write out very specifically your to-do list, and even just note-taking what you want to accomplish. Think about what your future self is going to think when you read that task in your to-do list or your note or whatever the case may be. So instead of read book, maybe read Tiago Forte's Building a Second Brain, chapter so-and-so to so-and-so. Now you'll remember exactly what you wanted to do. If you write a task for the following week, read a book. That could have been any book, but you wanted to read something specific going forward. Now, speaking of Tiago Forte, he talks about managing your tasks and making it more manageable. And that's kind of where this next tip comes in. So let's talk about the second tip. Now, the second tip is the eat the frog method. And that's something that Brian Tracy coined in his book, Eat That Frog. It's actually one of my favorite books, and the whole premise of Eat the Frog is thinking about your task list like eating a frog. Nobody wants to eat frog legs. I know I don't. Some people may like it, but when you take the biggest frog, your most important task, the biggest, hardest task, you want to tackle that first. And then you want to tackle the next biggest frog, the next biggest, hardest task, and then go down your list. What that's going to do is first thing in the morning or whenever you start your day, first thing you tackle your hardest tasks, and then at the end of your workday, you're left with the small, easy tasks that you can bang out no problem. That's what Eat the Frog is. And this is something I use every single day. It's actually something I use in my Notion daily planner, but we'll talk about that later on. So that's Eat the Frog. Let's get into the third tip. Now, this third tip, prioritize the top 3. Now, when I talked about the Eat the Frog method, when I write out all of my tasks for the day and I start with the hardest, biggest frog, the biggest task, when I prioritize all my tasks, I take the top 3 tasks, and those 3 tasks are non-negotiable. For me to have a successful day, no matter how long my to-do list is, I have to have those 3 tasks done by the end of the day. And then when I finish those 3 tasks, I'll readjust, I'll reprioritize, and I'll take the next 3, jot those 3 tasks down, and make sure I tackle those 3, and so on until my list is done. But if things come up, we get busy, phone calls happen, meetings happen last minute. So with the priority of the top 3, as long as those 3 tasks are done, you've had a successful day. And you don't have to really stress about the rest. Make sure you jot down your top 3 tasks and you're good to go. And that kind of ties into the next point 4. Now, the fourth tip, you wrote it. You can change it. Now, again, things come up. We all lead busy lives. Meetings happen, phone calls happen, friends call out of the blue and want to meet up. I know that's happened to me a couple times, let's be honest, but you wrote it, you can change it. don't stress so much about sticking to an exact to-do list, an exact set time for everything. The more structured you are, the worse it's going to be for you. So as long as you have a basic idea, and even with your time blocks, as long as you have a basic idea of what has to get done in what amount of time, you can change things around. So even though you have your top 3 priority tasks, you can move things around. So you can still get those 3 tasks done, but also have time for other things that pop up throughout the day. And we have one more task to get to. All right, we are at the last point, the last tip of this to-do list tip video. Now, this is all about celebrating your wins. Let's celebrate the tasks that we check off. Now, this is why I absolutely love Todoist. In Todoist, they have what they call the karma point system. So every time you check off a task, you celebrate a little bit and you earn points, kind of gamifying your to-do list. And with that, there are certain levels from beginner up to master, grandmaster, and then all the way at the top where I'm at, enlightened. And even though I'm at the top tier, I still get points for finishing tasks. And if by chance I have a task that goes overdue, you start to lose points. Now, as long as you're honest with yourself and you're not just checking off tasks to get points that you haven't earned, it's actually fun to do that. And even if you don't have Todoist, make sure you celebrate all of your tasks, because checking out a task makes you feel a little bit more accomplished, and each task you finish, and more so finishing your whole to-do list, you have that sense of accomplishment, and that's an awesome thing. So that's it. That's all I've had for you. A really quick video with 5 quick tips on making your to-do list more efficient, more effective as we head into 2025. So what I want to do for you though is I'm going to put a couple links in the description. The first link is I'm going to give you 2 months of Todoist Pro absolutely free. Now, don't get me wrong, Todoist is an absolute game changer even on the free version. And they're even adding more features to the free version to make it awesome. But there's still quite a few things in the Pro version that just sets it above everything else. And I want you to try that. So you get 2 months for free if you click the link in the description. The next thing I want to do is I want to give you a chance to check out my planning hub in Notion. Now, this planning hub, I'll go into it very shortly, but like I mentioned, this is something I do every single day, and I have my to-do list. I write down all of my tasks in there. I use Todoist more, but at least I break down my tasks using the Eat the Frog method in this planner. So with all of that said, that's all I have for you this week, and I can't wait to see you on the next video. Now, it's no secret, I absolutely love planning out my week. And not only that, I love having an outline and setting goals for the entire year. And I have the perfect Notion template that can help with all of that. Now, my planning hub template in Notion starts out with a yearly review and planning session where you can not only set all of your goals throughout the whole year, but use quarterly reviews to review each quarter and make sure you're staying on track with those goals. Better yet, it has a weekly review. So every single week, you can take your top 3 goals in health, wealth, and relationship, and you'll see when you open the template on your yearly goal setting how that ties in. But you can keep track of all of your goals, and not only that, review your previous week so you can make the following week a lot better. And then even better than that, it has a whole section where you can plan out each day of the week. So when you do your daily planning, everything is laid out for you. You can set up your whole week, and then using the Eat the Frog method, plan out your entire day. Even more so, I have a few journaling prompts in there to kind of set you up on the right mindset to have a very productive and awesome day. All of that, click the link in the description. Make sure you get your copy of the Planning Hub today.